Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. This is Matt with Coyote Creek Archery. Today I'm going to talk about modules. And I've got a couple of different modules here, but more specifically, I want to talk about modules for the 2022 Elite Envision. This is the Versa mod, and I guess more specifically, this is the Performance Versa mod, and this is the Standard Versa mod, and we're going to compare the two on the Envision. The Versa mods are really nice because they will fit on several bows that Elite has made over the past several years. Their flagship bows such as the Cure, the Encore, the Remedy, the Envision, these modules will fit on any of those bows, and you can adjust the feel of the draw cycle, the speed of the bow, and those types of things just by swapping out a module. The Envision for 2022 comes standard with the Performance mod, which is a gray colored module like this here. It allows you to adjust the draw length of the bow, but it also allows you to adjust the let-off by moving this end of the module here. And you can also install a limb stop. So if you're wanting more of a solid feel on the back end of the draw cycle, you can install the limb stop, and you can really fine tune your draw length and the let off on that draw cycle, which is really nice. It gives you a lot of customization for that bow to get to fit and feel the way that you want it to. So the performance mod is just a little bit more aggressive, and it gives you just a little bit more speed. The standard mod is going to be just buttery smooth, and you'll see that here in a little bit when we shoot the bow. You are going to give up a little bit of performance on that end, but allows you to decide what you might want to do for yourself. If you're wanting to customize that, maybe you want just a little bit different feel for the bow. The Envision for 2022 is just an amazing bow. I really like the feel of it. The draw cycle is nice, the finish is great, and it's just a great shooting bow. So, but it's nice that we have some more options and we can play around with and fine tune things for us. So we'll start out with the Performance mod, which comes standard on the bow, and we'll switch over to the Standard module. We'll test the draw cycle. We'll test the speeds, and we'll test the noise and see if there's any difference in the noise level between those two modules as well. Okay, we're going to take a few shots with this bow here, and I don't know if you can hear that in the background. It's actually raining. It's been a really dry year here. Probably hasn't rained maybe a half inch here all summer. So it's been really dry, highs in the hundreds and windy, so not a lot of cover for the wildlife. Hopefully that can change in a short amount of time, but it is nice to be getting a little bit of rain. But anyways, I've got this set up with the Performance mods. These are the gray modules here. If you look in the picture, you can see there's two screws that you would use to adjust these. So just loosen those two screws up. You'd use a T20 star bit to do that. And then there is a number that you correspond with. So if you go to the Elite website, it will give you a chart that you can go off of based off of your draw length, and you'll set that to a corresponding number. There's just a small hole here. You can see in the picture there's a little small hole where you can see that number, and my number that I've got it set to is 7. That's 27.5 inch for the draw length. Typically I shoot a 28-inch draw length on my Bowtech, but with the Elite on this Envision, 28 was just a little bit long, so I went back to 27.5, and it felt great. Now that is with the high let-off, so I do have those draw stops, those cable stops set at the highest let-off setting on there. That may adjust a little bit as well if you were playing with the let-off. But anyway, we're going to take a few shots with this on the Performance mod, and I'll kind of talk you through a little bit of the draw cycle and see how that feels. We'll run it through the Chronograph and get some speed settings, and then we'll just swap them out with the standard modules and see what the difference is. Okay. So the draw cycle is really nice. I'm going to walk this back forward. It's maybe just a little bit stiffer up front, and then it's really pretty smooth all the way back, and then just a small drop into a valley. It's not a big hump or anything like that. And this is on the Performance. So it is going to be just a little bit more, I don't want to use the word aggressive because it's not aggressive at all, but compared to the Standard module, it will be just a little bit more aggressive than that. But you can see it's really pretty linear, maybe just a little bit stiff at first, and then that's it at the end. Now to walk it forward, it's not like there's a super deep valley where you really have to push it, but it's also not like a super short valley where it just wants to go. It's just kind of right in between, right where I like it. Again, that is with the let-off set at the highest setting. You adjust that let-off or if you put the limb stops on there, it's probably going to adjust the feel of that a little bit. So just keep that in mind. I'll draw one more time, I'll take a shot, and then we'll shoot through the chronograph. Yeah, very nice. I am set at 60 pounds, which is typically what I shoot, and it feels really nice. It doesn't feel real heavy at all. Some bows at 60 pounds or 70 pounds even, you shoot a 70-pound bow, you can definitely tell it. Some bows you shoot at 70 pounds and it really feels less than that. To me, on 60 pounds, this feels really pretty nice. Okay, we'll test the speed on this Envision. I've got the performance mods. I've got it set at 60 pounds, 27.5 inches, and my let-off is set at the highest let-off setting. I'm shooting a Gold Tip Hunter XT. It's 412 grain arrow, so we'll shoot through the chronograph and see what we get. So 255 with my first shot. Second shot, performance module. 254. And our third shot. .254 again. So 254, 255 is what we're getting on performance. I'll have to do my decibel testing out of here because it's too loud in the shop and I'm so close to the target. I'm going to pick up the noise of the target. And I may have to wait till it stops raining to do that, but I will tell you the results of that on each of these models when I do that. You may not be able to see it on video. Okay, I've switched over to the standard modules. I've got them set on setting number 7, which is 27.5 inches on the draw length. Shooting 60 pounds, and again I'm shooting these Gold Tip Hunter XT 300 spines, 100 grain field point, so about 412 grains. If you remember, with the performance modules, we got 255 feet per second. I would expect this to be just a little bit slower on the standard modules, but we'll see what the difference is. Let's look at the draw cycle first before I shoot. Okay, so you walk it forward. Feels like nothing. It really is. There was on the performance, it was a little bit stiffer up front, and on this, it's just straight all the way through. And the draw weight feels a little bit less even. It feels lighter than what the performance module does. So really pretty nice. Depending on what you're looking for. If you're wanting to get a little bit more speed out of your bow versus you want a smoother draw cycle. But we'll look at that again. Yeah. There's no, at the back end, there's no real noticeable dump into a valley at all. It's just pretty well straight through. The valley feels really pretty well the same, the back wall and everything. I don't feel like it's wanting to jerk me forward, but I don't feel like it's one where I have to really walk it over a hump to get that bow, that arrow to walk forward, you know, in case I'm not taking the shot or something like that. But let's shoot it through the chronograph and see what our difference is. I got 251. This will be shot number 2 on the standard module. I got 251 on the second shot. Okay, this will be our third and final shot with the standard module on the Elite Envision. .251 all 3 times. So going with the standard module, you get a really smooth draw cycle. The performance is smooth, I must say, but there is a difference. You will notice a difference. It pulls real easy and it's real linear all the way through. There's really nothing on the back end where it feels like it's dumping into a valley. I gave up about 3 feet per second was all on that. So for me, it'd be hard to say. 3 feet per second really is nothing to give up as far as I'm concerned. But for the difference in the draw cycle and the smoothness of that, especially you get into late season and you've got multiple layers on, maybe it's really cold out and you've been sitting for several hours and you're stiff, having that little bit of a smoother draw cycle will make a big difference, I think. So anyway, something to look at. I will post here at the end of this. I'll talk about the decibel readings that I get and see if there's any difference with that. I'm not able to put it on video here for you, but I'll have it here at the end. So anyways, folks, this is something I wanted to do, and I'm glad to be able to do it and see what the difference is. You do have to purchase the module separately, and you'd have to go to your Elite dealer to do that, but it might be something you want to look into, or at least see if your dealer has those modules where you could try that bow in both settings and see what's best going to work for you. Okay, so results from testing the noise level between the two modules. It was really close, but there was a small difference. On the performance module, I had an average decimal reading. Now, this isn't from a specific decimal reader. This is using an app on my phone, using an external microphone to capture that. So take the numbers as you will. It may not be an accurate reading, but I got an average, a 3-shot average on the performance module of 91.4 decibels. With the standard module, I had a 3-shot average of about 89.9, so about half a decibel quieter on the standard versus the performance. I didn't really notice much. I would say like the range, the lowest reading I got on the standard was an 88.0. The highest reading I got on the performance was a 92.1. So you're about 4 decibels quieter there. But as an average, it was only about a half. Again, not a scientific experiment. I'm not using a specified decibel reader. I'm just using an app on my phone with an external microphone to test those. So take that for what you will, but those are the results that I got from the noise differences. So I hope this video was helpful to you, and you know, we're getting close to the season here, so I wanted to kind of start getting some things ready. You need to be making sure you're doing those types of things and getting your bow and your equipment and all that stuff ready. It's the end of August, and the season's just right around the corner, and it's been hot still, but hopefully we're going to start cooling off and starting to feel a bit more fall-like temperatures here in the next couple of days. And hopefully you all have a great season. I'm going to try to keep posting some videos as we go throughout the season about some different things. But anyways, this is just something I wanted to talk about. Appreciate you folks watching. If there's anything you ever need, if you need to get a hold of me for any reason, have some questions, you can always give me a phone call, shoot me a text, send me an email. All that information is on my website, coyotecreekarchery.com. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.